Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Studypawz. This is year 5 of KeeperClan in my ClanGen Survivor Challenge. Sadly, we did have a death this year as we are going to StarClan first. Fogshadow died on Moon 50 when he tried to save a LogClan cat. However, the cat was infected and instead killed him. In the beginning of the year, he had a bad fall and ended up dislocating his leg. What makes his death sadder is that he healed from his dislocated joint the moon he died. So the first thing he did was try to save another cat. That just shows how compassionate he was. He also helped Ravenspots with something she had been worrying about. You'll see what it was soon enough. The last thing he did with Wispno was to chat with him while they both ate. I was very, very saddened by his death, and so were a few other cats. On one moon after his death, he saw Puffkit's future demise and wanted to warn Cloudpaw about something. Also, his nickname is Foggy, decided by this comment. Ravenspots was swallowed by grief once she saw her son was dead. However, after a moon, she swallowed down her grief, not wanting to become consumed by it. Same with Crowscreech and Wispsnow. On Moon 52, she was startled awake by a vivid dream. It definitely had to do with the omen she had seen last year. On tons of herb gathering patrols, Ravenspots was very amused by the name of Elderleaves, and how ironic the name is. This is probably just her coping technique for dealing with her grief, much to Cloudbellow's annoyance. Ravenspots was interested in the way Puffkit found comfort in the quiet of her den. She kept a mental note of it for future reference. She was happy when Crowscreech complimented her name, and she also defended Pipitsky in a conversation. She had to explain to some cat that she wasn't lying when she was telling a story, which is very, very funny. Cloudbellow gained her full medicine cat name on Moon 49, and she is now cold, a good fighter, and swimmer. She reassured Ravenspots about the same problem that Fogshadow had helped her with. The problem? You'll see when we get to another cat. She was also very unhappy with Ravenspots, as Ravenspots had made a joke that Cloudbellow would rather she wouldn't have. She was sad that her brother passed, but also knew that she needed to stay fine so that she could take care of the clan while the rest of her family grieved, and she had to patrol alone. She was so tired on Moon 53 that she took a nap in Wispsnow's nest just so that she wouldn't get caught by Ravenspots for slacking off. She reassured Wispsnow one moon by bumping heads with him. On another, she was working on interpreting an omen, one where she had wandered into a dry rock pile while looking for herbs. She smelled the stink of death, but also cats and fear. She is concerned about the meaning and hasn't told anyone. On Moon 60, she did finally tell Wispsnow of her vision, and he was concerned but agreed to help her decipher what it meant. Puffpaw as a kit was skittish and constantly climbing. Now he's gloomy and constantly climbing. He didn't realize that Wispsnow was asking him a question until the older cat snapped him out of his daze. He and Shadowkit were the only ones to know a specific piece of clan drama, which was probably something about Pipitsky and Crowscreech that everyone already knows. One moon, he ate his food too quickly and almost choked, but he was able to quickly recover. He also forgot something important about Wispsnow, which is kinda expected for a kit. Puffpaw was queasy at the thought of fighting, so he decided to become a medicine cat apprentice on Moon 57. He was accidentally bumped by Cloudbellow when he was going to talk with Ravenspots about being a medicine cat, but she made up for it. While Ravenspots and Cloudbellow were telling Puffpaw about what he needs to do as a medicine cat, he started feeling overwhelmed. Ravenspots and Cloudbellow did stop so that he could process what he had been told. He and Dustypaw went on a patrol together and were far too distracted to do anything but talk and play. He has the food ability. Pipitsky announced she was pregnant literally on the first moon of the year, and that was a problem Ravenspots was dealing with. Her kits are Dustypaw, Puffpaw, and Shadowpaw. She and Crowscreech also always learn something new when they hang out together. All that Pipitsky was concerned about when Fogshadow died was moving into the nursery. Pipitsky tried to make herself the most dazzling cat in the clan. I have no idea if it worked. Maybe it did. We'll never know. She went on a patrol with Cloudbellow and started sneezing while collecting herbs. Cloudbellow used it to her advantage, making Pipitsky carry the stinkier herbs because she couldn't smell them as well as Cloudbellow did. She saw Dusty Kit put something back where it belonged, feeling proud of the mothering of her kits. Pipitsky was amusing herself over Cloudbellow's usually grumpy look. One moon she was panicking because she couldn't find Puffkit anywhere, when Puffkit was with Ravenspots. Just for fun, Pipitsky concocted a plan for world domination. Crowscreech spent quite a bit of time with with Wispsnow in the beginning of the year. They chatted about clan news at one point. He also went on a long walk with Pipitsky, and he did something nice for Wispsnow. He looked up into the night sky, looking for the star that would be Fogshadow in StarClan. One way he coped was by making Pipitsky purr with compliments he gave her. He went for a few runs to think through his grief. He accidentally said something that made Cloudbellow nervous without meaning to. He also complimented Pipitsky's pelt. However, he did have a conversation with her where they realized they don't have much in common. He had Dusty Kit ask him where kits came from. He expertly made up a convincing story for the kit. He was laughing with his siblings over a harmless prank he pulled on Puff Kit. He fell into a nearby river and nearly drowned, causing him to start hacking and sputtering for a while. Wispsnow, due to his ambitious nature, really wants to be a deputy, as he was feeling envious of the deputy position. On the moon that Fogshadow died, Wispsnow's leg had healed and he was happy until he saw his brother's dead body. I like to imagine that Wispsnow now wears Fogshadow's old holly berries as a way to remember him. The only thing he could think about after his best friend died was that they lost so much time that they could have spent together. He kept bringing different herbs to Cloudbellow and Ravenspots. He was feeling proud of himself for being easy to talk to. He also tried to help Ravenspots with their visions of the skulls that smelled like unknown cats. But he just didn't know how due to not being a medicine cat. On a hunting patrol, he tried to show it off, but ended up screwing everything up, and they didn't end up catching anything. Wispsnow had to nip Puffkit on the rump when he was disobeying very clear rules that Pipitsky had put into place for her kits. Dustypaw was bossy, constantly climbing, and quick-witted as a kit. Now she is charismatic, constantly climbing, and still quick-witted. She complained to one of the older cats that Pipitsky, her own mother, wasn't letting her do something she wasn't allowed to. She also made sure one moon that everyone was only taking one piece of the fresh kill. She ended up snickering when Shadowkit tripped over something. She stalked after Cloudbellow's tail, thinking that she couldn't see her, when Cloudbellow knew that the young kit was there the entire time. Dusty Kit watched as Cloudbellow tried her best hunting crouch, and she giggled whenever she didn't get it 100% correct. She enjoyed hearing Puffkit laugh, so she kept making her brother laugh just so that she could laugh as well. On Moon 57, all the kits were made into apprentices. However, Dustypaw was excited but had to be coaxed by Pipitsky to meet her new mentor, Wispsnow, who was a surprise to me. Dustypaw on her first patrol thought that it would be a good idea to cover herself in mud to try and hide from some prairie dogs. However, when she pounced to catch them, they ran. On her next patrol, she tried the same tactic again, and it failed. She has the dirt ability. Shadowpaw's the kit was quiet and constantly climbing. He is now nervous and constantly climbing. Just like Crowscreech had done, he smacked a spider off of Pipitsky. He did something for Puffkit, which made his day better. Once, he was also playing a game of Kitten Clan with Dustypaw. Dustykit was dying of literally everything. However, Shadowkit was the best medicine cat ever. That was truly adorable for me. Oddly, he was eavesdropping on Dusty Kit. He raced with Dusty Kit back and forth for an entire afternoon once, much to the annoyance of the older cats. He and Puffkit made up a catchy song and they belted it out, annoying the older cats even further. Much to the kit's happiness and the rest of the clan's annoyance, Dusty Kit joined her brothers. Shadowpaw kept reminding all of the warriors to grab food throughout the day. He was content with sitting alone while his siblings played. Shadowpaw was allowed to choose his mentor when he became an apprentice, and he chose Pipitsky. On his first patrol, Shadowpaw caught a mouse, and when he first pounced on it, he and the mouse let out surprise squeaks. He has the shadow ability. Into the nursery we go, as we have a nursing queen. Web Speckle joined on Moon 58, having been found by Ravenspots. She had given birth to Hollow Kit, Root Kit, Wisteria Kit, and Lightning Kit. She had fled from Log Clan when she and her mate had found her pregnant. She hadn't wanted the infected to get her and kill her kits. The rest of KeeperClan were surprised when they saw her for the first time and saw that she and her kits didn't have any abilities. She is vengeful and fast as wind. She is very protective of her new clan and actually recognized Pipitsky and Ravenspots and was amazed that they survived when their parents fled Log Clan. She became infected herself on Moon 59 and is currently in Phase 1. The medicine cats are frantically trying to cure her. Hollow Kit is unruly and never sits still. He stole Lightning Kit's spot in the nest when it was nap time to spite his sister. Root Kit is charming and never sits still. She insulted Hollow Kit when she passed him once. Wisteria Kit is sweet and interested in clan history. She went through her angsty phase much to the clanmates' delight. She pointed out that Shadowpaw's fresh kill had gone bad before he had eaten it. He was very happy when the kit had done so. Wisteria Kit apologized to Web Speckle and didn't say why, leaving her mother very confused. Lightning Kit is polite and a lover of stories. However, she did have a strange glint in her eye that worried Crow Screech. This was such a busy year. I am happy we have new cats, and I'm also sad that we no longer have Fog Shadow. Web Speckle is temporary. When her kits become apprentices, I will let her leave to become a loner or a kitty pet. But yeah, that's the end of this year. I also had a lot of bloopers while recording this, so should I sometime do a blooper video? Thank you for sticking to the end. I really enjoy your support, and please feel free to hang out around on my channel or not, whatever you feel like doing. Stay cool and have a positively amazing day or night. Bye!